Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Virtual Touring Car Cup, the VTCC, round number 2 here at Hockenheim. That's the wrong slide, because my slides are appearing in the wrong order, for which I apologise for. So, whilst we're looking at this particular slide, this is what the VTCC is all about. It's a touring car series set up on Project Cars 2 for the PC. We have 8 events over 9 weeks. This is the second of those events. And, going through from June to August. 3 15-minute races per event, unless we have any particular technical difficulties, which have befallen us already, unfortunately, in this series, but we will crack on nonetheless. Now the field is going to be split into Pro and Am, of which will be denoted by the liveries. You'll see them. There'll be a blue or a yellow flash across the windscreen, but also we'll be showing who's in which class later on in the stream. There's also Facebook and Instagram reach for the benefit of all concerned. Right, that's where the stream should have started, so apologies for that. This is how the championship currently looks after one single round in the AM Championship, so those with the red flash across the windscreen are in the AM class. Chris Callahan taking the top spot. You can also see their custom liveries, which we will be running from this week onwards. All the custom liveries are in and ready to go. So Chris Callahan taking the top spot. Colin Dunn in second. Mark Holmes in the third place spot. Kev Straw, who joined us very late in the sense of he joined us as a result of the pre-race show, which was at Donnington, where we now are going to, which should have been round 1, but due to technical problems, it was deemed a non-championship event. So Kev Straw actually joined us from that, so welcome to you. Dave Garside joins him on 8 points in 4th position. Then Simon Williams in 6th, and Brendan Van Eden was very late joining us. That's why we don't have his image there with that 4 points. Right, the pro side, Alex Jameson at the top of the tree, very, very dominant in his BMW. You can hear we are down at the trackside, so we'll be heading there shortly. 10 minutes qualifying precedes our first event. Carl Benson, that may look a slightly unusual picture, but that was at a baptism, so fear not, there's nothing untoward there. So he currently sits in second position on the 12th. Then Jay Daniels in third. Toby Owen, the man responsible for this entire series, in 4th position. Gary Cooper 5th with Alex Rhodes in 6th, Ollie Sy 7th, Nick Beatty 8th, McRae Williams in 9th, and Jack Dan taking the last point available. So here we go then, round number 2. We're at Donnington, 10-minute qualifying to decide the grid for race 1, and then another one for race 3. It's a random grid, as you can see, for race number 2. Results from all 3 races will determine overall event standings. Championship points awarded based on those event standings. Bonus point for pole and bonus point for fastest lap. And they are allowed to use any of the 4 cars in the touring car class. We will have featured drivers of each round. Normally it's 2, but John Nobbs wasn't with us last week. He was one of our featured drivers. As he wasn't with us this week, we have some information about our 3 featured drivers, John Nobbs, Dave Garside and McRae Williams. Right, let's hit the trackside, shall we? Let's get the show on the road. Let's have a quick rundown of who we have got with us. 22 cars join us for tonight's festivities. So, Mark Holmes. Well, one has just left us, but hopefully we'll be able to rejoin before too long. Now, Samet Webb is the reason why his car is plain white. As you can see, he's got the AM flash. You can see the red flash at the top of the car. You can also see it on the number plate. Whoops, that's one of the AMs that's going for a big old wander slightly further down the road. We've lost another driver, unfortunately. Hopefully they will be able to rejoin us before too long. But that is a late joiner to the series. He wasn't on the spotters guide, so therefore wasn't on the isn't on the championship list at the moment. Is Matt Webb, who joined us in the Renault Megane. Ollie Sy, there he is in the BMW. Now, these liveries are generally designed by the drivers or people associated to the drivers, so they all look fantastic, I must add. Chris Callahan, pick which one he is. He is that one. He is the Renault. Falcon Racing number 49. Simon is Simon Williams. He is running the Astra. Gummy Bear, the name makes me laugh on its own, as Brandon Van Edem, the person who we had no picture of on the championship table. As we have some times now starting to get onto the board. Kev Straw, the one and only Mercedes runner, that's who we saw going for a bit of a grass cutting manoeuvre earlier on. Rank Dropper, again the name makes me smile a little bit, it's Carl Benson. He's a man in the soggy t-shirt in the championship standings. David Garside also joins us in the McGann. Gary Cooper, well, you're not going to miss that at home. In the bright red Renault McGann. Matt Charrington was thought not to be with us tonight, but thankfully has made it. Another new addition, a very late addition to the list, is Miles D. I was given his name and I have forgotten it. That's my memory. Oh dear. I will just retrieve that. Miles Dixon. I was trying to remember what the D was for. Now Miles, in fairness, bought the game yesterday, specifically, well, I should say, enthused to take part in the VTCC. So actually bought the game on PC primarily to take part in this championship. That's dedication. Fantastic stuff. And can't yet to set a time on the 20th list. We haven't gone through everybody just yet. It's Jay Daniels. Those are with the time on the board. Unsurprisingly, Alex Jameson, our pro championship leader, again pro denoted on the livery by the blue flash at the top of the windscreen as he's coming through the fog of TSs. Also the blue in the number plate. If I go to the chase cam, you'll see, no you won't because the interface is blue. But at the interface, at the number plate spot, we should be able to see it as it comes through Redgate. There you can see the pro designation at the bottom, in between the Code 2 Castrol names on the bumper there. So Alex Jameson currently top of the tree. Gary Cooper, red Renault McGann, is currently second. A decent time though, 1:10.204. A couple of tenths ahead of Toby Owen in the Renault, just coming through the fog of the S's himself. We had some great racing when we were here a few weeks ago for what turned into the pre-race. Oh, that's the Mercedes that's parked at the P lane exit. I've already forgotten who's running there. Oh, Mark Holmes? I didn't think Mark was running the Merc. That's not the Merc, that's the Astra. But it's because they both have a silverish livery. My apologies. Oh, now that's an improvement up to 4th position for rank dropper Carl Benson. John Nobbs, didn't see him. He's got the traditional BMW N-Sport livery as Alex Jameson does. They're both running in the same team. He's got a 1:11.0 on the board. Now John's one of our featured drivers. Each of our featured drivers. Oh dear! Who's that that's gone for a spin? Was that Mr. Rowe? It was. Toby Owen's gone for a big spin. He's going to have to be very, very careful when he rejoins. Now, as mentioned, John Nobbs is one of our 3 featured drivers for this round. Normally 2, but we have 3 this time because we didn't have John with us last time around. Now, John being from the sim racing contingent, as a reminder, this is a mixture of real-life races, real-life club races, and sim races. And John's contribution to this was, I'm ginger and I spin cars. Okay. So to add to that, I've actually raced against both John and Alex Jameson. I've lost against both of them. They are very, very fast in the sim racing world. As a reminder, when we were running through the images, he was the featured driver sat on top of the lawnmower. So just to pad out his feature, I'm going to argue that he invented the lawnmower, and he goes racing on it twice a week. None of which is absolutely true. We've had Jack Dan join us. He's already had an argument with something in his Renault. Oh wow, that's someone really wandering off the road right behind him. It's going to take me a while to get used to. I was just about getting used to who was running what colour scheme before. Oh, McRae Williams. Oh, no, that's a good-looking Renault. Well, like I said, they're all fantastic liveries. That's a great-looking car. I do like that. Highly approved. The number 56 anime-flavoured car. Oh, we've another. Oh, it was Josh Morris. Josh was. We were thinking Josh wasn't going to be with us tonight, but Josh Morris has been able to join us. He's still in the pits. That's why the camera can't find him. Gary Cooper has been superseded. So Alex Jameson has improved his time up front to a 109.4, but once again now it's Brendan Van Eden again that's really pushing what Mr. Jameson is capable of, as he was last time out in our inaugural round at Hockenheim. This is Gary Cooper doing the rounds. I'm just going to bring up the find the information that was sent to me for our featured drivers. So McRae Williams, where are you? 9th at the moment, with a 1:11.042. McRae is actually a mechanic as opposed to a racing driver. So, again, just to show that sim racing is inclusive to all. It's Gary Cooper. Oh no, big run Toby Owen with a 1:10.4 up to 4th position. Alex Rhodes, that's a name we haven't actually mentioned at all. He's in the. Oh, that makes me think it's blood splattered. It's a great looking car. What a fantastic livery. You might hear me saying that quite a few times, but these are fantastic cars. Alex Rhodes, who is the one that put all the skins together, has been a very big component in getting the custom liveries up and running. So we've got 10 seconds left of qualifying. So it doesn't look like Josh Morris is going to be coming out. Jack Dan just coming over the line. Checker flag is out. And he got a 1:11.4, sticks him in 13th position. Coming over the line, Simon Williams does not improve from where he is. Alex Rhodes is not started. There is Brendan Van Eden. Or was that Carl Benson? I've already forgotten. So there's me jumping from one point to another. Anyway, we were talking about McRae Williams, who's actually a mechanic, and he's studying a motorsport degree, and he has pit crewed for a C1 team in a 24-hour event. Nice. There's Gary Cooper. Our other one is David Garside, who, shall I say, gave me enough information to make up for the for the other two. Where's Mr. Garside? Where is he? Here he is. 18th, 1:11.9. Once again, the times quite close together, but Alex Jameson with quite an advantage up front. Who hasn't come over the line? You have. Jack Dan. Oh, Ollie Sai has it. Didn't see if they improved. So let's see how the grid is forming for round number 1. Alex Jameson at the top of the tree with a 109.4, the only man to break 110. Then it is Gummy Bear, who is Brendan Van Eden. Then it's Gary Cooper, Toby Owen, Alex Rhodes, rank dropper. I will get these names through my head. I apologise. Carl Benson in 6th position. John Nobb 7. Matt Sherrington 8. McRae Williams 9. Colin Dunn in 10th position. Miles Dixon 11th, who joined us in the last minute as mentioned. Jay Daniels 12. Jack Dan 13. Ollie Sai 14. Matt Webb in 15th position. Chris Callahan 16th. 17th Mark Holmes. 18th David Garside. 19th Adam Davies. 20 Kev Straw. 21st is Simon Williams. And at the back of the field, joining us very, very late, is Josh Morris. Right, we were talking about... In fact, I'm going to hold on to David Garside's information because there's a lot of it and I will not get through it anywhere near in time to go through before the 2 minutes is up. Ironically, he's given me more about his sim racing achievements than he has about his real life ones. So let's see how Josh Morris's car looks. There it is, look. He's running the BMW. Running that number 94. John Nobbs, there he is in the M Sport coloured BMW in 7th position. As mentioned, he's one of our featured drivers for this evening. So I'll try and keep an eye on him. I'll try and keep an eye across the board. But I can't always keep an eye on all of them. I think Mr. Gummy Bear is running... I'm not sure he's actually... he was having trouble with the custom deliveries. That's correct. Yeah, he was actually having some difficulty getting the custom delivery to work. That's why he's running one of the stock ones. That is very true. But even still, up in second position, the closest man to challenge the mighty Alex Jameson. Who's our highest ranking AM driver? I wonder. That looks like it's going to be McRae, I think. McRae Williams. Alongside David Garside. So that's 9th and 10th. Not bad at all. 20 more seconds for our drivers to make any setup adjustments they're allowed to. Oh no, never mind. Everybody has readied up. 22 drivers on the field, ready to do battle for 15 minutes here at Cheshire's finest, Donnington Park. It's time to wind them up and let them go. Whoa, if that wasn't a jump start from Mr. Gumtree, I will be stunned. He absolutely took off from the line like a scolded cat. He either got the timing perfectly or that was a jump start. Either way, Alex Jameson holds on to the lead through turn 1. Steady on the back of the field. Rank dropper, that is Carl Benson, kicking a bit of dust down the hill for the first time in anger. Jameson really being hounded by Brenda Van Eden coming into the old hairpin. If we get on board with Gary Cooper, you'll see how close the Renault and the BMW are up front. Mark Holmes has had trouble. He's fallen to the tail of the field. Oh dear, who was that? It's Jack Dan that's fallen off the road. That's a shame. Great shame. Josh Morris started from the back of the field. Oops, that's trouble for Chris Callahan. Well held, sir. Very, very well caught as they came up through McLean's. Looks like everybody has made it okay, except for our tail 2. Mark Holmes and Jack Dan have had trouble. Ooh, that was very late on the brakes there. Goodness me, Brendan Van Eden, I think, losing his braking point. If he didn't clout into the back of the BMW, that must have been very, very close. Alex Jameson extending his lead. Gary Cooper looking set to try and challenge for second position. As Brendan sweeps through the racing line, Gary looked like he was going to try an inside manoeuvre, but could not quite get his Renault into the right place. Oh, trying to get side by side down the hill. Oh my goodness, Brenda's not had a good run through Redgate, which is not difficult to make a mistake up there. I made many a mistake in the virtual world after that first turn. But that, of course, is giving Alex Jameson the breathing space he needs. Stretch his legs. Gary Cooper again having a look on the inside, coming through McLean's. Can't quite get it done. He's really piling the pressure on Brendan Van Eden up the hill towards Coppins once again. And there is Carl Benson looking to keep the pressure on. Alex Rhodes in 5th position. There he is in the next BMW down the road. Toby Owen, John Nobbs still in 7th position. A lot of pressure behind. Colin Dunn right with him. The lead AM driver up to 8th position now. Ooh. Wow, John Nobbs went for that defensive position into the fog of DS's. Could compromise his exit a little bit, but either way he's carrying on board though with Carl Benson. Lots of locking up. That's Brendan Van Eden that's gone off the road. Oh no, trouble for Brendan Van Eden. Oh my god, he's got miles off the road. I wonder whether he's got some kind of technical trouble because he's being very, very cautious about re-entering the track, which again you can't blame him. Oh, I think he's being cautious more than anything else. Simon Williams in the pits. Oh no, trouble for someone already for Simon. But wow, that's got to be trouble. Brendan Van Eden in having some technical problem of some description, as there's no need to go that deep into the gravel trap. But look at this. Carl Benson really piling the pressure on Gary Cooper for 2nd position. Alex Jameson now leads by 2.2 seconds. There in the background, Alex Rhodes and Toby Owen. Rather minding their own business back there. Great scrap for 2nd place. Miles Dixon is catching the back of Matt Charrington. Matt already in that defensive position. And remains where he is. Oh, great move from Dixon on the inside of Charrington on the exit of the Fogarty S's. side by side down the road. Who's going to win out before they get to Redgate? There's Colin Dunn, John Nobbs and Jay Daniels coming through the shot. And that's a track limit penalty for Jack Dan, I believe. Oh, what a move from Miles Dixon on the outside of Redgate. That was very nicely driven from our new contender. A 1 second penalty, 2 second penalty for Jack Dan. Oops, bit of a lock up there from the BMW. So Miles Dixon doesn't want to lose any time against the BMW pair ahead of him. John Nobbs and Colin Dunn. Colin ahead of John now. Beautiful blue and green BMW. Oh, another penalty on the board. That's Matt Webb. See, another 2 second one for him. In some places, here in particular, at Coppers, it's very, very easy to wander too far from the road. Oh, look right ahead, it's Kev Straw. Looking to put the moves on McRae Williams. Thought Kev Straw, our sole Mercedes representative, was going to banzai that on the inside of the Fogarty S's, but opted not to do so. Oh, look at this lot. So Matt Charrington, the back of a 5-car train, has got Colin Dunn, John Nobbs, Jay Daniels, Miles Dixon, and himself at the tail. Oh, lovely. Oh, John Nobbs getting a bit twitchy, coming down the hill through Hollywood, through credit curves, now through the old hairpin. Oh, Colin Dunn's gone too wide. Can John capitalise on this? He's got the momentum. Sweeps from the outside of Svanskov and gets the move done. Oh no, impact! Impact between Nobbs and Dunn. It looked like John managed to keep that one out of the wall. Oh no, that's a shame. As John is plummeting through the field, gets himself going again. Collins kept going. And we have lost one from the race. We have lost, I suspect I know who it is. Yeah, it does look like Brendan Van Eden has parked the car. It was clear he was having some kind of technical difficulty. So Holly Sy is actually now on the back of John Nobbs. There's the two BMWs there. He's going to have some bit of work to do as John. Oh! John was a little cautious coming through that Fogarty S's. I think that put Holly Sy off a little bit. Oh dear, Adam Davies has had a very big argument with something solid. He was, Dave Garside's had trouble as well. See a 2-minute 40 lap time last time. So whatever problems they've had. Oh, look at the windscreen. Oh dear, oh dear. Big trouble for David Garside. Towards the sharper end though, Alex Jameson is off doing Jameson things up front. Cooper 2 and Benson in 3rd. Two Renaults continuing to keep each other occupied. And then it's about 5.5 seconds back to Alex Rhodes, who's got Toby Owen for company. Oh yeah, he has. Toby Owen getting a great move then through the Fogarty S's. It did look like Rhodes a little cautious. Didn't quite see that move start, but the Renault's not going to get alongside enough before they get into Redgate. Oh, Toby Owen going to try and cut back underneath the BMW now. No, Alex Rhodes has got that one covered off. So we've got a great battle for 2nd and a battle for 4th brewing quite nicely. And this battle with Colin Dunn on the back of it. We did have John Nobbs in it until sadly that impact between Colin and John sent Mr. Nobbs towards the tail end of the field. That's going to be a slowdown warning for Matt Charrington, wandering that far off the road after the old hairpin, but squeezes Mr. Fishwick Dunn to the tail end of out of momentum at least. And has Alex Jameson made a mistake? Because he suddenly lost quite a bit of time. Yes, he has a 1:12 on the board for Alex Jameson. Well, we don't say that very often. Penalties quite plenty now. Have a quick look at them. 2 seconds for Carl Benson, 3 for Toby Owen, 2 for Jay Daniels, 2 for McRae Williams, and for Kev Straw, 4 for Matt Webb, 2 for Ollie, 4 for Jack Dan, 2 for Mark Holmes, and 3 for David Garside. Speaking Toby Owen, there he is on the back of Alex Jameson. Battle for 4th position. 6 minutes to go in this first race. Oh, wow. Now, I suspect that's Matt Charrington. He's gone wide somewhere and has had to give the time up. He's trying to keep a clean penalty sheet. So Colin Dunn sweeps around the outside of him, coming through the crater curves, and right up front you've got, that's Miles Dixon having an argument with Jay Daniels over the same bit of track. Daniels just about winning out at the moment, but having to go defensive coming up the hill towards Coppice. Oh, Miles Dixon really putting the moves on here. We have to reevaluate whether he's in the AM or the Pro field for the next race. Oh wow, how defensive did Jay Daniels go? Unfortunately, Dixon had to bail out of that one. It's going to cost him a bit of momentum through the Fogarty S's. Down the start finish straight once again. Here comes Colin Dunn to get involved in this fight. He goes to the racing line. Miles Dixon's going to cover that one off. Jay Daniels keeps the door shut. Into red gate once again. Renault, BMW, Matt Charrington involved in this fight as well. Down the hill, through Hollywood, through Craner Curves towards the old hairpin once again. What a great scrap this is. On board with Charrington. I think he had the bag out of it. Someone's got one. That was Jay Daniels has gone too deep in the old hairpin. Can Miles Dixon capitalise on it? Side by side now through France Curve. Can that be sorted by McLean's? Yes, it is. Miles Dixon gets the inside line. Very nicely done. Up the hill towards Coppice once again. Very close. It looked like Charrington had to get out of that one. But now it's going to be Miles Dixon on the defensive. Oh, nearly 3 wide coming down towards the Fogarty S's once again. Oh no, Dixon's had to give the time up. That's given the position back to Jay Daniels and Matt Charrington. And Colin Dunn, they were side by side. And unfortunately, that's dumped Mr. Fishwick onto Goddard. Oh, that's a shame for Colin Dunn. Oh, that could get a bit dicey. That's John Nobbs and I think it's Matt Webb. Yes, it is. It's just gone through as John Nobbs gets back up to 11th position. Slight tap on the tail from the Renault. Oh no, here comes Matt Webb again. Tap or no, the Renault's not giving up on this one. And John Nobbs remains up in that 11th position at the moment. Oh, is that a bit deep? You might get away with it. I suspect you're going to get a slowdown warning for that. We will see. So many battles still going. Miles Dixon has not given up on this one whatsoever. On the back of Matt Charrington and Jay Daniels. Battle for 6th position rages on. I know there's battles everywhere. I can't possibly look at them all, unfortunately. Oh! That's Carl Benson and Gary Cooper in their fight for 2nd, with now bag markers involved. Oh no! What has happened? Well, it's quite clear what's happened to Josh Morris. He's head-butted something rather solid. That's the end of his day. Sienna Viper, which is Adam Davies, is still going. There's David Garside, rather on his own. That looked like Alex Jameson. Just gone past him. Jack Dan and Ollie's side continue their argument for 15th position. What has happened? What's happened here? Matt Webb has fallen behind Colin Dunn is what's happened there. Now those two have caught up with Kev Straw. And also further up the field is Toby Owen and Alex Rose having an argument for 4th. Alex has been in that position pretty much all race long. Or you're not realistically going to make a move on the outside of Coppice, but I admire your determination. That's Josh Morris, still sat there in the gravel trap. He's building himself a sandcastle. Lots of battles throughout the field. You can see with the exclamation marks on the positions on the left-hand side. Toby has been reeling in Alex Rose. Lap on lap on lap. Ray Williams looks like might have a chance to get involved in this fight ahead of him. There's Miles Dixon. That's going to be coming past Jay Daniels by the look. Indeed he does in the plain white Brennan McGann. Matt Charrington now leads this little brigade. Oh, is that trouble behind? Yeah, that's Kev Straw. Kev Shaw's overdone that down at Redgate. He's lost a few more positions. Through past him is Matt Webb. Oh, it's a shame for Mr. Straw. On board again with McRae Williams. Running up to McLean's once again. Oh, struggling to get the car to behave itself. But on he goes nonetheless. Jameson's made a mistake again. Yeah, he did, a 13.8. Oh no, I bet you the mistake was a back marker. And who on earth was that? It was Mark Holmes that flew off the road. I think Mark's trying to get out of the way of the leaders coming through, but chose an unusual way of doing it. The Astra having a good old natter to us with the front number plates, front bumper still waggling away. There's Chris Callahan on the back of Ollie's site. Still engaged in a battle for 15th position. 10 seconds of the checker flag comes out. Jay Daniels still staring at the back of Miles Dixon, who still stares at the back of Matt Charrington. But now, Alex Jameson's got to keep half an eye behind him. There's Gary Cooper, second position, along with Carl Benson. But once again, it's going to be the BMW. He didn't quite have it all his own way this time, but has led from light to the flag. Your winner in the first round of this event is Alex Jameson in the BMW. Very nicely done. Second, Gary Cooper. Third, Carl Benson. In a very short succession, there is Alex Rhodes. He's just about managed to fend off Toby Owen for fourth place. Then is Miles Dixon, our lead arm driver. As mentioned, bought the game yesterday, primarily to take part in this championship, and comes home in sixth position after a great fight with quite a few people. Matt Charrington, who was rumoured not to be able to make it tonight, has come over the line in seventh position. McRae Williams has beaten, due to penalties, that's changed around again. Jay Daniels finishes in ninth. And Colin Dunn is actually given the 10th position. McRae Williams 11th. Kev Straw 12th. Matt Webb in his debut in this series in 13th position. Jack Dan in 14th. Chris Callahan comes over the line 15th. Ollie Sai is demoted to 16th position. Mark Holmes is a lap down. Someone's still running. Oh, I know who it is. It's, of course, it's Josh. So the counter is going to run out as Josh is unable to complete where he left off. So Alex Jameson takes the top spot, Gary Cooper second, and Carl Benson rounds out the podium. As mentioned, quite a few penalties across the board. Wow, some as high as 7 seconds. Well. And sadly, we saw Brendan Van Eden have to retire due to some kind of technical trouble. Hopefully, they'll be able to get that sorted out before too long. But don't go too far. We will have race number 2 ready to go for you as soon as we can. Here at Donnington is a random grid, so shouldn't take too long to build. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back as soon as we can. Then it's Brendan Van Eden and Toby Owen in row 9. Simon Williams and Colin Dunn, row 10. David Garside and Dave Williams bring up the back of the field. Right then, round number 2, random grid here at Donnington. Time to wind them up and let him go. And Ollie Sy with a jump start. Oh dear, that's a drive-through penalty for you, sir. Here we come then, screaming on down towards Redgate for the second time, or second race, I should say. Oh my goodness, who was that was screaming up the inside? Oh my, that's Carl Benson. Oh, and that's a big shove off the road. Kev Straw has gone for an exploratory shove. Oh, big punch in the face of someone. A massive incident. Alex Rose is off. Huge problems. No, John Nobbs isn't one of them. Oh my goodness me. Who has been caught up in that? Adam Davies. Oh, well, someone's out. I didn't see you retired. Oh, no. Again, Brendan Van Eden retired twice in a row. So Charrington was caught up in that. Adam Davies has got damage. Chris Callahan, I think, he was caught up in it, along with Alex Rhodes. Oh, my goodness. Chaos in the opening few corners of this second race. But here we go. Jay Daniels and Ollie Sy both with penalties. Someone's gone off the road further down the field. So Miles Dixon still leads the way. Mark Holmes second, fending off Carl Benson for third position at the end of the first lap. Ollie Sy up to fourth position with a penalty on Kev Straw. Now adds his name to the penalty board. And into the pits comes Ollie Sy. That's going to promote Gary Cooper up into fifth position. There's Alex Jameson up to fourth. So he's making his way fairly quickly through the field, but he's got Gary Cooper all over his tail. Matt Webb, 6th. Jay Daniels, 7th. Josh Morris, hoping for better fortune this time, as John Nobbs. What a move from John Nobbs through the Craner curves. Makes a move to move up to 8th position ahead of Josh Morris. Very nicely done. Kev Straw in 10th. Then it's Simon Williams, David Garside, McRae Williams starting from the back of the field in 13th. There's Nick Bailey, we didn't see in the first race, and 14th with Colin Dunn right on his tail. Alex Rhodes in the BMW. Damage on the front of the car, as you can see. There is Toby Owen. Oh, a solid result last time around, and sadly finds himself down in 17th place. And further up the field, we can see there's McRae Williams and Nick Bailey having an argument for 14th place. McRae is going to win out. Just about, yes. Back up front. Oh, look at this. Miles Dixon continues to lead, but there is Carl Benson now up into 2nd place. Gary Cooper has actually dispatched of Alex Jameson. Whoa, Alex was really sideways coming through the Craner curves. Well. On board with the mighty Jameson as he looks in the back of Gary Cooper's car. Fastest sector one is Alex Jameson. That isn't a surprise to anyone. Gary tries to make a move on Mark Holmes, and Alex is slow. He didn't look like he went too far off the road, but Alex is struggling a little bit, it seems. Oh, Mark Holmes is definitely struggling in the Astra. He's going to be prey to Alex Jameson. Here he comes. Look on the right-hand side. You'll see the Beamer flying past. There he is. He'll have that one done before they get to the Fokker DS's once again. Well, definite battle for the lead now. Miles Dixon's going to have to defend against Carl Benson. Into Redgate. On board with Benson now. He's got a bit of a breathing space between himself and Gary Cooper behind him. Gary's got himself a penalty as well. Again, a wide spread of penalties in this race. Ooh, it did look like Miles a little cautious coming through the old hairpin. Back up the hill, Starkey's Bridge, Smart's curve is... I did wonder whether Benson was going to try and sling that one on the inside of McLean's, but no, decides against it. The more they're fighting, the more that's going to allow Gary Cooper and Alex Jameson behind them to catch them. There's the red Renault of Cooper, who's got the fastest sector. Well, we briefly held the fastest sector 2 time. Look at this, the top 4, top 5 actually in that shot, just behind the board was Mark Holmes, as that's a move for the lead. Carl Benson banzais that one on the inside of the fog of DSs. That takes the lead from Miles Dixon. On board again with Jameson at the back of his 4-car train. Gary Cooper's got a size up a move on the inside for second place. Miles Dixon is actually early on the brakes. Gary Cooper can he get one that will slow down? Yes, he can. And Miss Jameson goes to following through. Little bit of a tap and through into third. So Miles Dixon within 3 corners has gone from first to fourth. Goodness me. Oh, Alex Jameson launches his car through the greater curves. And that's always been his style. He's very much turned it up to 11 and dance with it. That's always been his style. Gary Cooper looking to try and make a move on Carl Benson for the lead. Doesn't make the move just yet. You know it's coming. Alex Jameson. That's a great camera car for us at the moment. There's lots of fighting going on further down the field, which I will check in with later on. But Gary Cooper getting very fidgety behind Carl Benson for the lead. He's got the run. Here comes Jameson as well. Oh, I thought Jameson might try and barge his way through, but no, he opts to stay behind Carl Benson. Gary Cooper takes the lead before they get to the fog of DSs. And on this 4-car train goes Miles Dixon, still hanging on to the back of it. And there goes Jameson looking for an inside manoeuvre on Carl Benson. Benson's gone D. You don't need to leave the door open for Jameson, but he manages to get the traction. He needs to keep Jameson at bay. Very nicely done. Back down the hill for Hollywood and Craner Curves. And Dixon's closing in as well, so he's not done from this battle either. Look how sideways Jameson gets in the sole rear-wheel drive entrant to this class, the BMW 320. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I want to look at the other battles going on, but I dare not look away from this great scrap that's got Gary Cooper, Carl Benson, Alex Jameson and Miles Dixon within. There in the background of the shot you can see Mark Holmes. Get the car around, Alex. There's lots of overtaking going on further down, I'm well aware. But I might risk having a low. Alex thinking about an inside manoeuvre coming to the fog of the S's, but no, does not commit to it. Now, it was the car ahead of him that was really putting the pressure on at Hockenheim for the first quarter of the race last time out in Germany, but it does look like Alex Jameson's got the move done this time. Inside line through Redgate. Carl hasn't given up on it. It's Jay Daniels on the and Ollie Sy getting their name on the penalty board, but that's a nice clean move from Alex Jameson up into second position, really closing into the back of Gary Cooper. So Gary continues to lead the way. The top 4 separated by only a second, as they have been for the last few laps. Absolutely fantastic stuff, as that is Benson getting a little bit ragged as they come out of McLean's. Oh, the tail of that car does not want to behave itself. All that's doing is giving Jameson a bit of breathing space that, well, I say he doesn't need. I mean, Alex Jameson doesn't, what I mean by that is he doesn't need any freebies. Pretty much Alex Jameson's won every round we've seen him racing in the virtual world. P-Cars 2. Still this 4-way battle continues. Dixon staying right with him as well. Further down the way, let's jump slightly further back. John Nobbs, teammate to Alex Jameson, is defending from Jay Daniels. He's got, that's Mark Holmes directly ahead of him. So there's a 3-way fight there for 5th place. Behind them, David Garside leads a bit of a train with himself, Nick Bailey, up into 9th place. And then Matt Webb. Matt Webb, yeah, I thought it was Mark Webb for a second. No, it is Matt Webb. Oh, that's a move for Nick Bailey on the inside of Garside. Yeah, straightforward move there for Nick. David either didn't get the line right through the old hairpin or had to slow down. There is Matt Webb. Colin Dunn's fallen a little bit off the back of them. He's got Kev Straw for company and McRae Williams right there as well. Jumping back up to the top 4, they remain as they have been when we left them. Cooper leads Jameson, leads Benson, leads Dixon. interesting that once again it's Gary Cooper keeping Alex Jameson at bay, but also that's Jameson getting a bit out of shape. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, Jameson doesn't have to make the move. If we look at the penalties, him and Miles Dixon don't have penalties in this four-way fight. So he could just stay there, and he may well be aware of that. He just has to kind of sit there and mind his own business. Oh, there's been a change back here. John Nobbs and Jay Daniels. They've lost Mark Holmes. He's now behind them. And Alex has got himself on the penalty board. 2 second. Oh, that completely changes the complexity of the top four. Miles Dixon could still win if he just sits there. But looking up ahead, that's Jameson and Cooper side by side. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? Gary Cooper! Oh, there's a nudge there as that put Alex Jameson offline. Oh, Carl Benson got a tap from behind from Miles Dixon. Goodness me, that one penalty for Alex Jameson has basically given him the hurry up. I reckon Jameson was having to sit there as he's very sideways through red gauges. Cooper's gone miles off the road. That is going to give him a penalty. I'm almost certain of it. So Miles Dixon really is in the pound seat now. Josh Morris gets the fastest second section. There's Josh at the moment. He's down in 90. Whoa! Who was that flying off the road? It was Rhodes. It was Alex Rhodes and Simon Williams flown off the road. Sadly, the trackside camera's not picking them up. Big incident there. Oh dear, oh dear. So they've come together at Coppice. They jump up to the back of the battle for the lead. Cooper still ahead of Jameson. Did their penalties change? Yeah, I thought they would. Gary Cooper now with a 5-second penalty. Jameson with a 3-second penalty. But interestingly, Benson right behind them with a single second. Side 3 wide almost coming into... Oh, wow. How on earth did Carl Benson get through that? Here comes Dixon. Alex Rhodes in the pits. That's going to change the penalty count again. I'm pretty sure of it. There goes Jameson. Return to the racing line. We get on board with Carl Benson. Side by side for Jameson and Cooper. Once again, Gary Cooper holds on to the lead, keeping Alex Jameson at bay. 2 minutes 45 to go. Absolutely amazing. So I know there's been battles throughout the field that I've missed. I wholeheartedly apologise for them. But I'm sure you'd agree that this battle for the lead has been absolutely mesmerising. Cooper continues to fend off Jameson. That's 114 includes penalties accrued, so they haven't been that slow. Gary Cooper's just positioned his car perfectly where he needs it to be. But this is where he's going to be vulnerable. On the back straight, it didn't look like Benson had a good run through Coppice. Gary Cooper did. Alex Jameson, well, actually, all four of them had a fairly decent ride. It looks like 8th is being really hotly contested between Nick Bailey, David Garside. Still no change in the top 3. John Nobbs and Jay Daniels swap rounds. Another penalty for Gary Cooper, and oh my goodness, the penalties are. Oh, John Nobbs! Goodness me, trying to make a move with Jay Daniels. That didn't really work at all. So the penalty's now 6 seconds to Gary Cooper, 3 to Alex Jameson, none to Miles Dixon, and 3 to Carl Benson. David Garside with trackside penalty as well, or track limit penalty. Oh, goodness me, Cooper and Jameson still side by side, and Cooper's been spun! Gary Cooper, no, Gary Cooper's been spun from the lead, smashes into the wall. He's going to have to be careful with the rejoin, but that does allow Alex Jameson up into the lead. Oh my goodness. But he's still got Miles Dixon on his tail. Well, there might be words said about that one after the race. Jay Daniels caught Gary Cooper as well, as Jay Daniels goes a bit off the road. He goes very off the road indeed, up at McLean's. So Cooper has fallen foul of one of the M Sport flavoured BMWs. He's now got the other one. And now Miles Dixon is on the penalty board. A single second for him. Final lap here at Donnington for race number 2. I dare not call how the position's going to go. Look at this train here. We've got McRae Williams, Kev Straw, Matt Charrington, Toby Owen, Nick Bailey. Colin Dunn. Oh, that's not how you take the Fogarty S's, Mr. Bailey. And Chris Callahan as well involved in this long train. Goodness me. Side by side into Redgate. Matt Charrington on the inside of Kev Straw for 11th spot. This is what touring cars is all about. Door to door, or door banging I should say. But up front, Alex Jameson may well claim the checkered flag, but the penalties should well go, and they will indeed go to the advantage of Miles Dixon. So over the line first is going to be this man once again, Alex Jameson, but he will not take top honours. That is going to go to newcomer Miles Dixon. So he bought the game yesterday and has just come over the line first as John Nobbs trying to challenge Gary Cooper. How's the penalties going to shake down for this one? Let's see. Cooper fourth. John Nobbs is elevated to fourth. Jay Daniels elevated to fifth. Gary Cooper down to sixth. Mark Hole's one of the few without a penalty on the board. And Gary Cooper down to seventh now. Matt Williams in eighth. David Garside 9. McRae William 10. Here they come. This big stream of cars I really didn't have a chance to look at. I'm so sorry for that. Charrington 0 and 13. Nick Bailey 14. Colin Dunn 15. Chris Callahan in 16. Kev Straw down to 17th position. Ollie Size come over the line. There comes Adam Davies in the very reshapen BMW. And he'll be the last one over the line. There we go. My goodness. So then, it's Miles Dixon that takes the top honours. Alex Jameson second, Carl Benson third, John Nobbs fourth, Jay Daniels fifth, Mark Holmes sixth, Gary Cooper seventh, Matt Webb in eighth, David Garside 9, McRae Williams 10, Matt Charrington 11th, Toby Owen 12, Nick Bailey 13, Colin Dunn 14th, Chris Callahan in 15th, Kev Straw 16th, Ollie Size 17th, Adam Davies 18th, Simon Williams 19th, Alex Rhodes in 20th, and sadly out very early doors was Brendan Van Eden. Wow! That was intense. That was very intense indeed. Right. Lobby number 3 will be preceded. Well, race number 3 will be preceded by a short qualifying session. We will be back in about 5 minutes, between 3 and 5 minutes. So don't go anywhere. There's more racing still to come. Simon Williams takes the tail of the field. So once again, the drivers have 2 minutes to make any setup alterations that they wish to make. It's open setup, they can change anything they like. In the car, short of putting an F1 engine in it, they can fiddle and alter anything they want, but they only have 2 minutes with which to make any adjustments. Now, the kind of bouncing effect you can see is a setup being loaded in. So that's why you'll sometimes see the cars hopping about. So once again, Alex Jameson looking to extend his win tally in this series. I do wonder whether there'll be words said about some of the manoeuvres that happened last time out, particularly with him and Gary Cooper, but that is not for me to judge, and that is for others to decide. 1 more minute on the board for our drivers to do what they need to do. It's a very tense moment when you're just sat there waiting and waiting and waiting, as it would be in real life when you're waiting for the start procedure to begin. It's always a bit of a nervous time, the bit outside of their control, and also for me. Some familiar names towards the sharper end of the field. We'll see how well they are able to do. Why, thank you very much, Adrian Wheeler in chat. Very kind of you to say so. Right then, for the final time this evening, it is time to wind them up and let them go. It's a steady start there from Van Eden. That's going to give... He's already side by side with... excuse me, with Benson. Oh, big problem already further back. We've had... Before we've even got to the first turn, we've had people tangling up. That's Ollie Sy and Jack Dan that have come together. Oh my goodness. Look at this side by side with Van Eden and Benson. down towards the old hairpin for the first time in anger. Alex Jameson is going to start to run off. John Nobbs is up to 5th position. Gary Cooper's already ahead. Well. It does look like... Oh, we've had another trouble. That's Adam Davies again. Oh, my goodness me. Big damage once again to the front of his BMW. He's had a horrendous night here at Donington Park. But... Whoa, my goodness me. No, it wasn't Gary Cooper. It was Benson. No, it wasn't. That's Van Eden, sorry. That is Brendan Van Eden again that has had some kind of technical trouble. He's off to the side of the road. Oh, my goodness. Once again, a strong qualifying session denies... well, a strong race result is denied him once again. Oh, that is a shame to see. John Nobbs now up to 4th position. Nick Bailey's the first to open the penalty score. Gary Cooper, the very talented driver, right in front of John. Chasing after Carl Benson. Right behind Nobbs is Toby Owen and Alex Rhodes. As Adam Davies has made it back to the pits. And that's a very struggling, very struggling Renault. Really wonder what trouble it is Brendan Van Eden is facing. Now a second gap for Jameson. You've got to know whether look how close Toby Owen is to the back of John Nobbs. That's actually looks closer from the offboard, amazingly. Oh, that or John Nobbs on an absolutely cracking exit from Coppice. They're so bumpy. To get the best out of that Fogarty S's complex, you really have got to hit those curves quite hard. Alex Rhodes isn't far behind either. Oh, that's Matt Cherrington behind. Having an argument with Miles Dixon. Again, everyone's name's wrong. I wholeheartedly apologise. Then it is Jay Daniels and David Garside right behind them. Chris Callahan has got Matt Webb right with him. Bit of a gap there back to McRae Williams, who's got Colin Dunn, Mark Holmes, Nick Bailey, and Jack Dan. Whoa, Jack Dan's lagging a little bit. That's what looked like he was sending his car off into oblivion. Ollie Sy with the damage to his car. Oh no, John Nobbs! Oh no, from 5th place! John Nobbs has overcooked it down at the old hairpin. Oh, that is tragic. That has, however, freed up Gary Cooper to go and chase off after Carl Benson for 2nd position. 2 penalties on the board already. Let's have a quick look what they are. 2 seconds for Matt. 3 now. Just they open the timings boards. Matt Webb with 2, 1 for Nick Bailey and 2 for Jack Dan. We've seen how easily those penalties are to accrue. Steady Gary, looked like he was going to wander too wide and get kept that one under control. Rhodes with keeping Toby Owen company. Then a great 4-way battle here. 5-way battle indeed. Cherrington, Daniels, Dixon, Garside and Callahan. As the BMW of Matt Cherrington's got that one wrong. He's lost 1, he's lost 2. He could lose 3 before we get into McLean's. Oh no! That was Garside. David Garside just about gets that one out of the wall. But he's lost another position. That's 10th. Gone to Matt Webb. Oh, careful where you rejoin. Oh, and someone else off the road further back. Jack Dan. Jack Dan's had a hell of a torrid time. There's another great scrap here. That is Bailey Williams, or McRae Williams, Holmes, Garside, and Colin Dunn. Great scrap forming there. So further up the way. Oh, Gary Cooper still keeping Carl Benson company. Already Alex Jameson's getting into the 109s. So again, he means to run off into the distance. He made a few mistakes and got caught out by back markers in the first race. So just want to leave anything to chance. This is the view from Gary Cooper as we climb up the way towards McLean. He goes for a move but doesn't commit. Carl Benson just about has enough in hand to shut the door. Coppets. Very easy to get that one wrong. It looks like Benson has done. He's gone a bit too deep. He had to get out of the throttle. Gary Cooper could well get alongside. They are indeed side by side, the two Renaults. Who's going to be brave on the brakes when we get to the Fogarty S's? Gary's a little bit further behind than Carl. Can he banzai into the Fogarty S's? Yes, he can. Can he slow it down? He locks up. And he just about completes the move. Gary Cooper now in second place. Oh, that was a little scrappy, but he does manage to complete the move. Carl Benson has proven he's got the base to challenge. He already has a look on the inside of Red Gate, but no. Oh, a little cautious from Gary Cooper. There is Toby Owen. Then Alex Rhodes. Oh my days, look at this lot. As McGrory Williams gives Nick Bailey a bit of a tap. I can't commentate on how quickly this is changing. As Charrington flies off the road. Right, oh my God, there's David Garside getting all out of shape. Look at this. Callahan and Dixon side by side coming into the old hairpin. Callahan's all out of shape. Loses one to Nick Bailey. Loses one to Mark Webb. McRae Williams gives him a tap on the tail. Well, two indeed. Goodness me, what a scrap that's forming here. This is all for 7th place, which currently Nick Bailey holds just about from Miles Dixon. Then incoming quickly is Matt Webb. Wowee. Going to quickly check in with our top three. But, I say top three, Alex Jameson is now 5 seconds of the good. Cooper leads Benson, leads Owen, leads Rhodes for the next 4 positions. And then there's Jay Daniels a little bit on his own. Then Nick Bailey has got the entire world, it seems, knocking on his door. John Nobbs is caught on the back of this pack now after his earlier spin. That's what John's got to deal with. What must be running through John Nobb's mind at the moment? He knows he's got the pace on a number of these cars. He's just got to think, how the hell am I going to get through this lot alive? Well, that's something we're going to enjoy watching. Callahan with Ollie Sight as well. Jack Dan just behind them. Ah! Van Eden's running again. That's a very rearranged Astra from Simon Williams. Toby Owen's just about... He's just about causing the proxy... Oh, was that someone sideways? Yep. That's Alex Rhodes! Oh no, the BMW sideways. Oh, there's Nick Bailey. Woohoo! That was Matt Webb, I think, getting very, very sideways. A flash of the lights from McRae Williams. I'm happy about something. Dixon's gone through into 7th as Alex Rhodes was recovering from his spin. We look at David Garside. He goes a bit squiggly coming out of the Fogarty S's. Mark Holmes ahead, right ahead of him. You can see McRae Williams and Matt Webb. I thought Mark was a bit late on the brakes there. Thought he was going to be getting into the boot of Mark Webb's car. On they continue. David Garside trying to get side by side through Hollywood. But no, doesn't get that move done. Oh, McRae Williams is in trouble. Too deep in the hairpin. That's allowed Holmes through. Could allow David Garside through it as well. It does indeed. McRae Williams goes to the back of this particular train. Colin Dunn. Oh, that's Alex Rhodes right ahead. Nick Bailey's already ahead of him. Oh no! 2 into 1 doesn't go. As Alex Rhodes bounces off of Nick Bailey's car. Nick Bailey looking to try and put a move on Miles Dixon for 6th position. Has to remain where he is at the moment. That was a little bit too optimistic from Alex Rhodes. Trying inside manoeuvre like that at Coppice. Gary Cooper continuing to keep the pressure on Carl Benson. Alex Jameson now 6 seconds in the lead. A slightly slower lap last time around. That's Simon Adams. Simon Adams? I will get people's names right in a minute. Simon Williams is very rearranged. Oh, beg your pardon. That's Adam Davies. That's Simon Williams. Here's a really rearranged Astra. Let's jump back to McRae Williams, who's still at the tail end of this amazing train. As we are looking at David Garside trying to put a move on Mark Holmes on the inside of McLean's. No. Doesn't get it done there. The hill towards Coppice once again. And they will behave themselves this time. Just next it looks like from everybody, although he's getting a bit fidgety behind Mark Holmes. He's going to try and banzai into the chicane. He's got the inside line. Mark just shuts the door on David Garside. Oh dear. Once again, Jameson's made a mistake somewhere. He's lost a couple of seconds, but he's got plenty of them in hand. Has he got a penalty on the board? No. No one in the top 5 is on the penalty board. There is Dixon and Bailey continuing their battle for 6th position. It's a battle ahead of David Garside, spread out a little bit, although if we look at Matt Webb on the back of Colin Dunn, that's a great scrap for 8th position. We have lost one, and I think it's John Knobs. As I cannot see, indeed it is. We've lost. Oh no, Matt Webb's gone too deep. It's so easy to save as David Garside. It's very, very easy to do that. We've lost another from the race. Not quite sure who the second one was, but we certainly lost John Knobs. Alex Rhodes has got a great ringside seat for the McRae Williams versus Matt Webb battle ahead of him. We've got less than 3 minutes to go of this race. Alex Jameson continues to rebuild his lead. Oh, look at that, David Garside and Chris Callahan having a fight side by side coming into Redgate. Oh, Garside got a bit quickly, and that's allowed Callahan around the outside, or has it? No, Garside's kept his foot in it, and back up into 13th place for David Garside. Oh, Adam Davies is quarterback of Simon Williams. I can't imagine they'll have too much of an argument. Oh, there's Adam Davies with that very battered BMW. I thought that was Alex Jameson catching at the back of them. But it's not, as he's continuing to mind his own business. Tobio is not far off the back of the battle for 2nd place between Carl Benson and Gary Cooper. As you can see, there are battles absolutely everywhere. Colin Dunn is continuing to keep Nick Bailey for company. Miles Dixon is now on his own. Look at that. Well, the cars around him are not for position. That's Adam Davies and Simon Williams for wooden spoon avoidance. Oh, Simon Williams went a bit too low in the gear range there. Gray Williams on the back of Matt Webb, on the back of Mark Holmes. As they continue their battle, just a minute to go. That looks like, yes, it is. It is Brendan Van Eden that's being caught by Alex Jameson. Alex will be completing the penultimate lap and starting the final one. 5.2 seconds his lead, and a penalty. Well, let's have a look at the penalties. 2 for Carl Benson, 1 for Gary Cooper. So Gary just needs to stay on Benson's tail to inherit the 2nd spot. 2 for Toby Owen, 2 for Jay Daniels, 5 for Miles Dixon, 5 for Nick Bailey, 1 for Colin Dunn, 6 for Matt Webb, 2 for McRae Williams, 1 for Ardy Sy, 5 for Alex Rhodes, 1 for David Garside. So it would be easier to say who hasn't got a penalty actually. And that consists of 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers. And it's Jameson, Mark Holmes, Chris Callahan, and Matt Charrington. The only people without penalties. McRae Williams continues to keep Mark Webb on his toes. This pack has got a back mark in the middle of it, I think. Whoops, that's someone doing a bit of... Oh no! That's a big hit there. That's Mark Holmes has been caught out by someone. Don't know who. Oh, it was Simon Williams. Simon Williams got all out of shape and we missed him coming over the line, but the winner of round number 3 is Alex Jameson. And with the penalties, Gary Cooper stuck on the back of Carl Benson. Gary Cooper inherits a second place. Carl Benson third. Toby Owen four. Jay Daniels across the line in fifth place. Miles Dixon in sixth. Nick Bailey wandering off the road again at the final turn. Seventh. And here comes Colin Dunn in eighth. He inherits seventh. Matt Webb crosses the line in ninth, but that goes to McRae Williams. Whoa, no! That was on Ollie Sy. It was Ollie Sy at the death of the race. Gets pitched into the wall. He's going to lose the spot to Matt Charrington. No, I think he did on penalties anyway, but oh my goodness me. Craziness at every turn. Here comes Kev Straw. And the Brendan Van Eden, I think is the last one on the lead lap. Yep, he was indeed. Oh, holy moly. So then, to finish off the evening, there is Alex Jameson taking the top spot and fastest lap and pole position. So he comes away with the clean sweep once again. Gary Cooper in second. Then it's Carl Benson third. Toby Owen fourth. Jay Daniels in fifth. Miles Dixon sixth. Colin Dunn in seventh. Nick Beattie in 8th, McRae Williams 9th, Matt Webb 10th, Chris Callahan 11th, Mark Holmes 12th, Matt Charrington in 13th, Alex Rhodes 14th, Ollie Sy 15th, David Garside 16th, Kev Straw 17th, Brendan Van Eden 18th, Adam Davies in 19th, Simon Williams in 20th, Jack Dan we lost along with John Nobbs. And that is the end of tonight's festivities. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you on board. There is the calendar. We will be back next time out for Snetterton. Lovely circuit, and can't wait to see these wonderful touring cars having a go at this circuit, or that particular circuit. Do find us on Facebook.